Me here, and we're about to go into today's live severe weather breakdown. I finally was able to get access to live streaming back on my Facebook. So here I am doing a live breakdown of today's severe weather threat. So let's take a look here. Um, take a moment to break this down. Hey, thank you guys for joining. Apparently, I thought I had this connected to my Facebook. So just hey, thank you guys for joining. Just bear with me. Let's see. Today's main threat is going to start off with some severe thunderstorms up in Nebraska. That's going to move into Kansas this evening. Some possibly isolated long track supercells going from about North Platte down into central Kansas. Um, I will question about the severe weather today. Do you think they'll put an enhanced risk that'll extend at the slight? So my thinking that they end up putting a extended risk. Let's see here. So this is kind of my thought. If they do put a enhanced risk area, most likely it's going to be this section here, um, going from about North Platte into parts of Colorado. Be interesting to see what they actually put up. I saw some supercells that form right here. If not, that they will put a enhanced risk probably for this area here. This looks to be more like a wind damage event going into Oklahoma late this evening into tomorrow morning. Um, Severe uh, windbag event. As far as I'm taking a look right now, that looks like that's the chance that's going to happen. So we're kind of still taking a look here. Uh, we can kind of gauge in these areas where they say that the strongest tornado risk is going to be. My guess, if they do issue, so this is the highest tornado risk for today, is going to be Nebraska up into Kansas. Um, so I'll be interested to see if that actually, uh, this area right here will probably become the enhanced risk. I did see a long track supercell on some of the models that ended up going straight down into North Kansas. At this time, I think if they do issue an enhance, it's probably going to be in that general area. Let's take a look at the wind damage. This is going to be more of Oklahoma, Tulsa, Wichita, Amarillo. So this is where they're saying is going to be the greatest risk for damaging winds. Covers a lot of parts of Colorado. I did see some supercells that form in and around here this evening or this afternoon, and they go ahead and track down here into the Oklahoma and Texas Panhandle. Um, as far as Wichita, I think it's going to be an isolated severe threat. Tulsa is going to get more of that severe wind threat. I saw MCS develop that'll probably push into Oklahoma City probably around 11 o'clock this evening. What do you think about for southeast Nebraska, Portersville weather today? Let's take a look. Portersville. So where is that going to be? South of North Platte, I'm assuming. Let's take a look here. It looks east. Oh, sorry. You said southeast. My apologies. That's going to be southwest. So this is southeast. So you're talking about Omaha, Plattsmouth. And the town you were thinking was Porterville. Not quite seeing on this map here. For this area, I think most of your severe weather threat is going to be the west of Omaha and Lincoln. We'll take a look here, and our biggest hail risk is also going to be in that tornado risk. So my thoughts is today they're going to issue that enhanced risk probably for this area here. Um, the severe weather risk is going to push south down into Arkansas and Louisiana. Um, Completely missing Texas right now because Texas has this blocking high pressure system going on. Um, as far as I'm looking at, anything is going to be probably west of Grand Island. Lexington, North Platte, I think, is the highest risk. We'll take a look at our future models and kind of give you guys an idea of where it could be affected. There could be some isolated storms, but I don't think there's going to be anything severe west of North Platte and Grand Island. Thank you guys for tuning in. I do appreciate it. Let's see what look here. So we're going to go to our NAM. This is just one model here, and this will kind of give us an idea. Um, Best way I can take a look at this would be to go to the Supercell composite. This will kind of give me an idea here. Actually, the best way to look at it would be the max updraft velocity. And this will kind of tell us here where the best chance of supercells is going to be for today. Let's see. Let's go to 24 hours out. So areas that are going to be most likely affected by severe weather is going to be North Platte to Kearney, down here towards Clay Center and Maryville. Also, some long track severe cells going to the east of Colorado Springs. And I think there's also going to be a pretty good severe risk here for Perrington, Goyman, Oklahoma, Elk City. Those are going to be the more organized cells up here in Colorado as well, northeast Colorado. This area in the United States almost seems more tornadoes than anywhere else in the U.S. I also say right here, just around that North Platte area. Definitely could see some supercells. This is just kind of showing me where the best chances for large, damaging, severe storms can form. That's just one model to look at today. We're not doing that. So, yeah, that's kind of my 2 cents of what could form as far as today. We'll take a look at the radar models and take a look at what could form and what chances for severe weather could be the strongest. Up towards Kearney, Broken Bow, Tulsa could have some very flooding rains in the next um, 24 hours. Some of these could be as high as 5 inches, almost 6 inches, maybe some isolated large amounts of rain in the next 24 hours. Guarantee there's going to be some flash flood warnings that are issued in and around Tulsa. Let's take a look here. Composite reflective. Okay, so this will kind of give us an idea. This is just one of our broadcast models, or forecast model, sorry, not broadcast. So storms kind of initiate. Nothing really severe that I'm taking a look at. Maybe a line of storms right here that forms in and around north and east of Salina, probably around 1 o'clock this afternoon. Maybe some more storms firing off near Big Bend. These storms really start kicking off just to the east and south of Colorado Springs. Those are going to be pushing eastward. So let's take a look. 9 o'clock. Stronger storms. Going to be pulling in that southeast direction. Definitely think Lincoln, Ulysses, Dodge City, Garden City. Those cities could definitely be affected. There's going to be some isolated strong to severe storms in this grouping, as well as maybe even into parts of New Mexico that will move and create this MCS later this evening for parts of Texas. Lincoln, Nebraska. Lincoln, we'll take a look here. Still taking a look. Best chances for weather. There might even be some storms that fire off here near Valentine this evening. But as far as right now, I think most of the severe weather threats going to be in this area. We're going to continue to take a look. So this is 7 p.m. Strong storms near Broken Bow. Some very, very, very strong storms. That's going to be going to the south. This is also going to be forming a line that's going to be pushing downwards. That's going to move into Kearney this evening at about 9 o'clock. Storms start to get into northern Kansas probably around midnight. Kearney still getting some storms. Let's go back out here because it looked like so the models are pretty much in agreement this evening that there's going to be this very potent wind damage type thunderstorm that goes into the North Texas Panhandle. Lincoln, I don't see much going on as far as severe weather this evening. I think most of that risk, we're going to take a look at the other model too, just for verification purposes. We're going to take a look at the HRRR model. This is one that I usually will uh, use for my modeling guidance. So they do have some stronger storms up here in Nebraska about 4 o'clock. Also, some storms here in Colorado. That might go severe up in northern Nebraska to the northwest of Norfolk. Maybe some isolated storms and rain come into this one's showing a little bit more precipitation for Lincoln, Nebraska, about 7 o'clock this evening. Maybe a quick couple thunderstorms, but nothing super out of the ordinary. Um, the real severe threat starts kicking up this evening around North Platte, about 9 o'clock tonight. Hey, what's going on, Wyatt? Hope you're having a great day. Kind of just modeling this out here. Stronger line of storms near Grand Island about 10 o'clock this evening. Maybe that line gets into Lincoln tonight around midnight. But I don't think it's going to be much of a severe threat for Lincoln. Maybe an isolated severe thunderstorm, but I think today's most of the risk for Lincoln is going to be some heavy rain, probably around midnight tonight, and some thunder and light. Maybe a couple gusty winds. Take a look further here. See now the HRRR model has this MCS windbag event going on for uh, Oklahoma tonight and part of Texas. So this is going to be damaging winds. If the HRRR model is correct, that this is going to be a damaging wind event for Chickasha, down towards Luton, and pulling into Texas this evening. Still continuing to monitor, and this is going to start fizzing out probably around 3 o'clock this morning, just south of Oklahoma City. Now, the other model had it a little bit west near Amarillo, and fizzing out by the time it gets closer to Lubbock. So it's going to be somewhere. My guess, it's going to be somewhere in between east of Amarillo, Pampa, and uh, Oklahoma City. So it's kind of an idea that they're going to expect some kind of damaging wind event to occur in the Texas Panhandle this evening to the western part of Oklahoma. There's some nonsense going on in Atlanta right now. What's going on in Atlanta? What, you guys getting rain down there? Hey, what's up, Wilson Dog? Thank you so much for joining. I do appreciate you stopping by. Do you think 2% chance of tornadoes for southwest Nebraska, east Colorado, and western Kansas? Yeah, so for right now, another site that I'm going to go check out right now is the NATO cast. Sometimes they have some interesting stuff, sometimes I don't thoroughly believe it, but it's kind of a good guide of what's to come. Let's see what they're saying today. Um, so yeah, they're kind of saying the best chance for tornadoes today is going to be probably North Platte into parts of Kansas. They're saying that this area here is going to have that stronger chance of tornadoes, um, but that could go back down and towards this area too. I would not be surprised this evening or this afternoon if that tornado threat shifts maybe a little bit further west into northern Colorado, just because of how it's looking. That there was that supercell, but I think it's going to be the main one that could cause a tornado would be the one near North Platte, and that's going to drift south. And we'll take a look here at our velocity. What? Okay, that's weird. But I didn't click out of that. All right, we're back into here. Let's take a look right here at our max updraft velocity, and this is going to show us this evening. Go back a previous model run here. So there could be some severe weather that develop these supercells that could develop right here, also near Grand Island, as these push southwards towards Topeka. This is showing me that this afternoon these areas are most capable of having explosive severe weather. Supercell composite. Okay. Look. We'll go take a look at our conditions here. Certain significant tornado parameters. It's not really calling for significant tornadoes. Right around Phillipsburg, Kansas. You can kind of take a look at here. It's a low chance of a tornado developing, but the tornado chances are rather high. They're actually kind of stronger um, here in Kansas. But that all depends on what the ingredients come together as. One thing that you'll have to really look for is your cape values. This is going, or your wind shear values. So this is going to be um, your wind shear. We'll look at our bulk shear here. So the bulk shear is rather high in some of these spots, 19 knots. You really want for tornadoes, um, you want to see around 30 knots. Where I'm seeing more of these, it just doesn't look like it's going to be a super explosive, severe weather day. But we'll keep looking at these times. See if we can get a little bit more juice running through some of this. And the winds do pick up, so this is more favorable. Sometime around 6 o'clock, and we can kind of overlay that with our composite reflectivity around 6. So this is moving into a more favorable environment. We can also take a look at our CAPE values. First at the highest levels, and we're taking a look at about 3,600 joules per kilogram at the upper levels. As far as surface based CAPE, we can take a look. You wanted about 100 or 200 at the surface. Yeah, so that's. And it's not really showing that. So there's not a right here. It does. You want it right there. Definitely for tornado development. That looks more like the area that would produce, but we're going to take a look at our composite reflectivity. And indeed, there is right to the north of Lamar, Colorado, there looks more like that chance. Yes, there are a couple of special marine warnings. This is for Tampa, Florida. Means it's basically like a severe thunderstorm that's on the water. And we can take a look here, and there's not even any precipitation. It'll probably be allowed to pass. There are some storms kicking off near Fort Myers, Jacksonville, North Carolina, to the north and west of St. Augustine. Some relatively large hail. Wouldn't be surprised if that goes severe thunderstorm warn. Same with this. Um, Something definitely to look out for. There's definitely some possible quarter size hail going on with this cell. Very supercellular in nature. Except this is the future radar and this isn't actually the current radar. Whoops. That's a projected forecast. My bad. Let's take a look. Probably have that wrong. Um, Sorry if I confuse anybody. People are in Tampa are like, that's not funny. Um, okay, so sorry. This is the special marine statement that's currently in Tampa. Just kind of looking at the severe weather threat today going on. Somebody asked about Tampa. So this is just basically a strong storm that's over water right now, coming towards Riverview, Florida, in and around the Tampa area. Doesn't look like anything serious. Just a couple of flash flood warnings ongoing. That flash flood warning is actually in Canada. They call them rainfall warnings. They're scared of the water. Just kidding. But yeah, so I'm just taking a look. I think that there's going to be a chance that there's an enhanced risk for severe weather that's going to encompass Nebraska, Kansas, and Nebraska today. I wouldn't be surprised if they extend that risk for enhanced severe thunderstorms to form in and around this area today. But I haven't gotten an update from the National Weather Service yet. Be interesting to see when they do post that. Right now, it's still it's still a slight risk. I might be actually a little bit off. Usually, when I think about enhanced risk, I'm usually going to go after the bigger tornado threat. Um, So my guess, if there is a chance for tornadoes today, they're saying here that this has the highest likelihood of tornadoes. Um, just have to. I'll see it when I believe it. There is that 2% chance, which means that tornadoes could be favorable in that area, but it's very very slight, and it'd probably be an isolated storm. My guess it would probably be that one that forms to the south of North Platte and comes towards Newton later today. Has the strongest possibility. KBBO 13. Thank you so much for joining up. Thank you everybody for joining me up this morning on this little severe weather breakdown. For Oklahoma today and Texas Panhandle, I think it's going to be more of a damaging wind event late tonight from Amarillo to near Oklahoma City. Kansas is probably going to have a late afternoon, probably 7 o'clock. Some very strong thunderstorms form in west central Kansas and west central Nebraska. So it's kind of my idea of what could happen today. Not 100% certain on if that's going to happen. We're going to take a look at that breakdown. Excuse me. Let's see here. But yeah, that is the biggest chance. And I will go play for play on what that's going to look like here. One more time for you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in this morning. Do appreciate you guys for joining me up. And if you have any questions, just saw some guy died in Hocking County yesterday. Uh, what is it in Ohio with all the tornado outbreak yesterday? Oh man, it's horrible. Hey, bonehead. Sorry, my cats are trying. They ripped a hole in my sock last night. I am so sick of the cats. I need to like stuff my socks in my shoes, yes, and then hide my shoes. I don't get it. My cats are like diabolical shoe destroyers. Oh man, that's horrible. I'm so sorry. Rest in peace to that gentleman, and my condolences to his family. All right, so we're kind of taking a look at this severe weather breakdown here. This is the current radar going on right now. Just some showers and maybe a couple isolated areas of lightning going on. Nothing too bad. This will help to stabilize the air as these storms grow. So, unless they can book it out and that area can dry up, which very well could be possible. But we're going to take a look here back at our model guidance. This is the HRRR model showing what's going on right now. This is going to be the projection of where that storm goes. They're going to have time to clear there. These storms start to fire up here near O'Neill. That's going to be around 4 o'clock. Pushing into Norfolk and Omaha around 6. Right around 8 o'clock, you have the stronger storm, almost might have an embedded supercell in it. We're going to continue to take a look here. I didn't mean to push play on that. Some of these stronger storms here, Colorado, are going to be pushing into southwest Kansas. These ones right here have a decent possibility of some large damaging hail potential, as well as maybe a minor tornado risk. But I think this is going to be mostly an elevated hail storm. But we'll have to see throughout the day if that changes. There is some pretty good conditions. Again, here, this hail possibilities. Hail possibilities here coming into North Kansas. Some of these supercells, looks like there's going to be a couple of them here that are going to kind of merge, but these look like they're going to be more of a damaging hail event. So this looks like a good sized supercell here. We'll have to check the parameters for. So our bulk shear around that time, this is going to be the lowest level wind shear. So the shear is going to be really high with that storm. So we're going to look at total percent. I'm looking at composite effects. So this one right here has a good chance of spinning around 10 o'clock. This one right here. Got that shear. We got to match that with our surface-based cape. So it's got pretty solid chance at possibly becoming tornado warm. We gotta look at our parameters here. The chances for a tornado are low. I think it's gonna be mostly large hailstorm, but it is in that 2% chance risk. We'll look at our cape. Like I said, for this, you want that cape to roughly be around 100 for tornado growth. No, I don't want to keep drawing. Yeah, so I'm not seeing the active amount of convective available potential energy at the ground level for possible tornado growth. 65 is getting somewhat close. So, I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility. You can have 3 out of the 4 weather conditions to produce tornadoes. But so that's just kind of an idea of what's going to happen. I think it's going to be more of a damaging wind event once again for Oklahoma City and into the Texas Panhandle. Isolated, strong to severe storms form from western or eastern Colorado. This is going to be my area of where the strongest of the damaging storms could be. My guess is if they put a enhanced risk this afternoon, it's probably going to be somewhat close to that area. Now, they do have a call for damaging winds, which extend from Woodward over into the New Mexico and Oklahoma and Texas Panhandle. And those extend over towards Wichita, Tulsa, and including Oklahoma City. So I mean, there is an enhanced area for storms for damaging wind potential. Um, right now, guys, I don't know a whole lot of you guys. Being new. Give me some time. I do have some mods that I do have. They're just not here right now. Um, but I do got to go to work. I was actually going to live stream this later on Facebook. But right now it kind of had a little bit different of a direction. So we're taking a look here. Hey, what's up, SPC? Thank you so much, guys, for joining and tuning in with me here on this based on this YouTube update here. And we are breaking down today's severe weather threat across Kansas, Nebraska, and into Oklahoma. There is a damaging wind threat going on today, as well as a slight to non-zero tornado risk. Greatest hail potential is also going to be right along that enhanced risk area. We'll clear this off. This is going to be a risk for damaging hail. My guess is if this damaging hail area, if they see favorable, this will probably become the enhanced risk. Right now, all we have is a slight risk. My idea for an enhanced risk would be in this section right here. So maybe even a little bit push into western Colorado. But my idea is for the largest of these severe, more organized thunderstorms are going to be right where this hail risk is today. So something to definitely watch out if you're in Great Bend near Dodge City, Garden City, North Platte, Kearney, Nebraska, near Grand Island. I would watch out. Some of these storms could be very strong. Always pay attention to your warnings. They get rain every day. Yeah, seriously, which is weird because we're supposed to be in our rainy season here in Kansas or in Texas. I mean, let's see. We're gonna take a look at our Cape values real quick. Cape values could be relatively pretty high here in parts of Kansas later this afternoon, around 4,400 joules per kilogram. Yeah, the tables definitely did churn for Texas, which is weird because our Cape values have been really high. Our moisture level has been relatively high here in San Antonio. We're just not getting these systems that move through. So we're not really getting the severe weather. Now we can take a look at our GFS model. This is going to be our extended range model. I really don't hold a candle to the GFS after about 10 days. This will be kind of an outlook to see what could come. This is roughly about the 10-day forecast here. And you see these showers pushing off through Oklahoma and the Texas Panhandle. I never take these long range forecasts all that seriously, but this is about probably 10 days out roughly. I'll have to see. I'm not. GFS is really good at about 6 days out of forecasting hurricanes. We can also take a look at our one thing the GFS is good for is long tracks, severe storms. You can kind of get an idea with the measurements. You can kind of plan out your storm chasing trips with GFS within the 10-day period. Um, and how you can do that is you can take a look at your wind shear. Severe weather participation. Take a look here at we're going to take a look at our 500 millibar winds. And this will kind of show you these troughs that set up. We can go like 24 hours out. So this will kind of show you here that these storm systems will form out. Probably get some storms here on the East Coast. Probably back on the 11th, roughly, with another minor severe weather chance here in the Midwest. Sometimes when you get these deeper troughs being forecasted out, you can take a look. Montana, right along the Rocky Mountains, sometimes you can get some very intense storms form out there. When you start getting into these values up here in North Dakota, I would probably watch out for a severe weather outbreak, and you can kind of correspond that with composite reflectivity at that time. So probably down here in South Dakota, maybe southwestern Montana into northern Wyoming, you could probably get some severe weather chances that form. So it's always kind of a good guide to look at those kind of things. This is a blocking high pressure system here, another blocking high here. So it'll probably keep those. There will probably be a steer towards these winds that push those systems further and further into South Dakota. Watch there be a high risk in November. I wouldn't be surprised if our severe weather kicks back into high gear, um, coming back up in fall here in Central Texas. I think we're gonna have a really wet fall. Kind of taking a look at that. Also, could be a bad winter. Cold. Hopefully, we never see another cold blast like we had a couple years ago here in Texas. That ended up just blindsiding parts of Dallas all the way down into the Mexican border. A lot of people, it really put a strain on the weather grid. Other than that, right now, Texas is going to have a debilitating heat wave. And I can kind of show you guys what that's going to look like. And we'll take a look here in Texas. And the heat wave gets very, very dangerous around 4 to 5 o'clock in the afternoon. We'll take a look at some of these temps. In around San Antonio, you're looking at over 100 degrees in town. Take a look at our 4 o'clock. Well over 100 degrees here in town. The projected next couple days are supposed to get much, much worse. That's in the evening and morning time, so it's going to be cooling down. But if you take out our longer range forecast, which would be the M3K model, We can take a look at our 24-hour outlook here, and this is going to it's just going to be mind-blowing heat all the way through north and central Texas. I mean, some of these values are going to get ridiculous. They're forecasting some areas in the next over the weekend to get unbelievably hot, probably closer to 107. Um, very, very dangerous heat going on with these. Yeah, the SPC hasn't put it out there yet, so they don't have confidence that there's going to be more of a scattered. It's going to be more of an isolated severe risk today. It's not as high as far as that goes. Usually, it would be out by now if they thought that it was going to be more of an enhanced risk. We're taking a look at our latest updates here. Large hail, intense wind gusts this afternoon. That it's going to be more of a hail and damaging wind thing, but there is a non-zero tornado risk, 2% chance, right where that red shaded area of uh, Nebraska and Kansas is. They're still taking a look into this evening. If they issue an enhanced risk, it's probably going to be for this evening, to be honest. Because these storms aren't going to fire off. It'll probably be around the 5 o'clock if they do. But like I said, if they were going to, they didn't see a reason to post it right now. So I'm still taking a look at our risks here and seeing if anything it had changed. Um, as of right now, I don't think there's going to be much of a tornado threat. That'd be cool, SPC. Severe weather is going to be probably Colorado. It's probably going to be a little bit earlier in the afternoon. Once again, we'll go right here to our convective allowance. And so some severe storms could probably kick up here around 4 p.m. For southwest Kansas and southeast Colorado. There could be some supercells that develop here as well into central Colorado, south east of Colorado Springs. We'll continue to take a look further into our forecast here. Looks like the strongest storm is going to continue to be here. That's going to push upwards towards Dodge. So storms are really going to start firing off in Colorado sometime around 4 to 5. These are going to probably push into Oklahoma and Texas Panhandle. Once again, not seeing a super strong severe risk. Down here, Colorado into Kansas is probably going to be more of an enhanced hailstorm setup. This is a very short range forecast, so these are usually pretty accurate. Goodland, these storms will fire near Goodland, probably going to be more of an isolated, severe, isolated supercell that develops. Continue to push this out. Definitely could have some large hail, damaging winds. This looks like it congeals into a line, probably becoming some kind of a windbag event. That's going to be around 8 p.m. for areas around I-70. That's going to be going towards Scott City. And then you have some storms that continue to fire some large supercells, possibly damaging hail in and around Orblin tonight. Also, another supercell here north of Dodge City, probably near Larned and Kearney. Well, actually, Larned's over here, so south of Wakini. Yeah, I see them. They're stupid. There we go. Yeah, they happen on everybody's live streaming. Lock and repeat. Yep, that's what I did. They were blocked. So, I would say in between 4 and 10 p.m., the other severe risk is going to be a little bit longer duration event. That's going to start here as a line that congeals sometime around 6 p.m. into the Texas-Oklahoma panhandles from Colorado. And that's going to push into the early evening. And this is going to really be somewhat of a strong line of storms. This is going to have some embedded supercells in it. I wouldn't be surprised. Some damaging hail is possible with some of these storms. It's going to be a wind-driven storm there. Very outflow dominant storm. And there might be a line that develops that comes towards Arkansas, parts of southwest Missouri. But guys, I gotta get ready for work. Thank you so much for joining me. Hopefully, you guys got some information that you needed, and I do appreciate everybody for joining me this morning. God, I need more caffeine apparently before I get to work. But I do appreciate everybody for stopping by, and much love and light.